NoisenewsUK here with Story So Far in Newcastle, the first night of the Slam Dunk tour. How are you feeling to be here the first night of the tour?
It feels good. I just took a walk around, just checked out a lot of the buildings and the city, and it's a beautiful place. It's nice to be here.
Cool. And how do you feel about getting the first night of the Slam Dunk tour underway with Decade, Transit and Hit the Lights tonight?
It was good to see Transit again. I haven't seen them in a while, and they're good friends of ours. It's exciting because we just played 3 days of Bamboozle Festival in New Jersey, so we're all pretty pumped up and ready to play some more shows.
That's cool. So you're good and festival ready for the Slam Dunk show of the weekend.
Yeah. So it was really fun. So we're excited to see a lot of our friends overseas, which is cool.
So, how did you end up doing the full Slam Dunk tour as well as just the festival so the weekend?
I figured, if we were going to come over here and do Slam Dunk, we figured we should, play a few more shows, and it so happened that this Slam Dunk tour was going to happen in addition to the festival, and so we hopped on it with Transit.
That's cool. The bill on this tour is just ridiculously stacked with awesome bands, which is fairly common for tours in the US, but less so here. What are you expecting from the crowds?
I don't know. The guys came over here earlier this year. I was in school, so my friend was filling in for me.
Yeah.
But they said it was some of the best shows they'd ever played, and that the reaction was unbelievable. Beyond what they were expecting. So I would hope it's the same. I don't really know what to expect, but being in another country and having people come out to your shows and know your lyrics is pretty wild.
That's cool. So the lineup for this tour is absolutely fantastic. Would you say that it's a good sign of just how strong the pop punk genre is around the world right now?
It's. Even outside of that lineup, you can see a larger presence of bands like this and a larger audience for these sorts of bands. It's been growing over the last few years, and I think it's cool that we've had this sort of revival. A lot of the bands that I liked as a kid are gaining new sorts of fans, and it's a new time. And, it's cool that that's happening.
That's cool. How excited are you to be playing the actual Slam Dunk festivals this weekend?
I'm excited.
And what have you heard about them so far?
I've heard that Glasgow is very cool and that they have very good festivals. And then I actually don't know much about the other Slam Dunk, but there's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of our friends' bands who have come overseas, and a lot of the bands that I like that I enjoy that I can go see. So it's fun, being a part of these festivals and basically being able to see all these bands that I haven't had the chance to.
Any particular bands looking forward to checking out this weekend?
Can't think off the top of my head who's there, but I'll see a few. I know Taking Back Sunday's playing.
That should be very, very good.
Yeah.
Playing on tours like this with your friends, but you're all it's like a group of pop punk bands, is it a challenge to go out there and steal the show every night and leave the strongest impression on the crowd than the other bands?
What was that? The second part of that?
Is it like, do you find it a challenge to go out there every night and make the strongest impression on the fans, like better than the other bands?
It's what we chose to do. I think it's. For us, it's more of a personal experience, although we are performing for an audience.
Yeah.
When I perform, it's usually the same output for me, just because it's sort of my place, and I really love to be on stage and performing, and to do it for people is also significant. And I think they bring a lot to the show that we can't, because they come knowing the words and bringing a certain reaction, and we only provide the music for them, to react to, and so it's sort of we play off of each other in a way.
How would you describe the Story So Far live show?
Live, it's been different because, like I mentioned, we've had a few fill-ins, but now that I'm back when Ryan gets back, there's just a lot of energy that comes from being on stage with your friends who have been doing this with you since we've been doing it since 2007, so it's been about 5 years. To have come this far and to be in this position and to be on stage with each other brings a lot of energy out of us, and I think I think that shows in our performance.
The debut album, Under Silent Dirt, has been out around a year now.
Yeah, last June. It hasn't even been out for a year, actually.
How do you feel about the record now? It's been out that length of time and you've had a chance to tour all the songs.
Yeah, I still like it. Like I haven't really gotten tired of it. I just think it's pretty surreal that all this has happened in less than a year of putting it out. I think it shows what an impact the internet has had on music. You know, for people being able all over the world to share your album and you know, listen to it easily as opposed to having to burn CDs and hand them out or something like that, you know. So it's all happened in less than a year. Just our audience has grown pretty much tenfold, like more. It's I don't know, it's pretty surreal.
Would you say that the internet has played a part in how strong, as we just talked about, the pop punk scene is right now, that's kind of united the different scenes around America and over here in Europe as well? Yeah,
like we were really trying to we were really just trying to put a good album out because we didn't think there was too many out at the time or that many, you know, bands really putting out what we wanted to hear, and so we just wanted to, you know, give people that sort of give them, you know, some new energy and some new, I don't know, something to be excited about, and I think we accomplished that. I think people really like it, and it was something that this scene definitely needed. But I mean, we're also trying to make music for everyone that people outside of the scene can enjoy, and bring those people into our place, into venues, into shows. So, yeah.
And how much support have you had from your label?
Pure Noise.
With regards to making the album and also just getting it promoted and getting it.
What was the question?
What kind of support have you had from the label?
Support?
What kind of relationship do you have with them?
Well, it's an independent label, and it's just run by our friend Jake, so it's basically a one-man operation. Yeah. So I mean, there's not a ton of money coming our way, but you know, despite that, we work with all of our. It's basically a family. Like we have our best friends, pretty much booking us, recording us, putting out our records. Yeah. So I think, you know, having that trust is greater support than having, you know, loads of money thrown our way. Yeah. Because, you know, Jake's very responsible. He did give us, you know, a budget to create our album, and our friend Jake was able to work. Our friend Sam was able to work with that budget and put out the album we put out. So.
Are all the bands on that label? I know they're all kind of very similar, young, hungry punk bands. Is it very much a family, all of the bands together?
I mean, we don't know all of the bands. He's been signing bands now that, you know, are over on the East Coast, which you know, we know a few of the bands, but we don't know all of them. But there are a few who we're very close with, and who you know, we consider, you know, family.
Yeah, that's cool. The album has a really energetic live feel to it. Is that something you deliberately tried to achieve when you were recording it?
I think that is just something that happened. You know, we didn't want to write, obviously, a boring record. Like I said, it was sort of the thing that we weren't hearing in albums, is that sort of that life. And so, since we were sort of playing it for ourselves, obviously we want to play something that is exciting to us. Yeah. So, you know, getting in a room and writing music and playing these songs, I think it just sort of happened. It was sort of a live performance in itself in the writing process.
And have you started on a follow-up to Under Silent Dirt yet?
Sorry, it's kind of loud.
Yeah.
What was that?
Have you started on a follow-up to the first album?
Yeah, we're actually going to spend the summer working on it. So as soon as our drummer gets home from school, that's what we'll be spending the majority of the summer doing. We're only doing like a week tour, mostly just to focus on writing this new album and having it released sometime, I don't know, early next year. Not sure. There is no projected release date, but we know when we want us to enter the studio. So.
How difficult is it? Like, you've been in different places, maybe at school, maybe not at school, made life in Story so far?
I mean, it's difficult, I know, for Ryan and I, because we obviously want to be a part of these, you know, new opportunities we've had and haven't been able to, but, you know, we haven't had problems finding our friends to fill in, and, you know, aside from that, Ryan and I are working it out so we can be on tour, so it's just all a matter of time.
I also heard that you are going to be appearing on the first ever Warped Tour date in the UK later this year. How excited are you to?
We want to go outside.
That's okay, we've only got like 2 questions left,
okay.
so we'll just... Waiting from there.
Okay. So I mean, being on the first ever, it's cool because we're playing with Newfound Glory. You know, we named our band after we were pretty young, and like just flipping through iPods, and like it just made sense to name our band after them. You know, we kind of look at that now and think it was, you know, it was sort of a adolescent thing for us to do, but it's very exciting to be able to play with them, especially overseas, and to play with a band like Less Than Jake, whose album Losing Streak was like, I think it was the first album I ever bought. You know, it was bands like that you, as a kid, never you'd be opening shows for, and so we're going to be doing that, and that's very exciting, and yeah, it's just a privilege.
Is it going to be a surreal experience when you walk into the dressing rooms on the first day of the tour beforehand and you're just like, oh my god, that's Newfound Glory and Less Than Jake right there?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little older now. Maybe, you know, when I was young, I would have had the attitude. Now, you know, the reality of it all sort of set in. We've been touring, like we understand, you know, what it sort of entails. You know, I think it's kind of broken that barrier, since we're involved in it now, and since we're a lot older.
Yeah. What would you say to encourage fans who are going to be at the 2 Salmon festivals this weekend to come and check you out, and what can they expect from the set?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the first half.
What would you say to any fans who are going to be at the Salmon festivals this weekend to come down and check out Story So Far, and what can they expect from your set?
Okay, I mean, we're going to try to bring, you know, a good energy, and we'd like to, you know, meet our fans over here. So I mean, come up and say hi. I think it'll be a fun time. Just I know at Bamboozled they had to bring in extra security for our set because it got to that level of rowdiness. So I think they can expect a good time, and be able to let out all that energy that's been pinned up inside of them. So.
That's cool. NoisenewsUK with the Story So Far at the Salmon Concert. Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
Best luck with the tour and the days of the weekend.
Thanks for supporting our band.